Alright, so we're going to make a new post to the wine blog here in Ektron, and I have the last post open so I can kind of use it as a reference point. So I'm going to go in here and do a new HTML post within the blog, and I'm just going to give it a simple title. Hey, there we go, next post, perfect. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to copy the text that's already there just so I have some text. I'm going to paste it. Let's say I want to link this section of words here to somewhere on the web. In order to link things, you have this button that is for the hyperlink manager. It's a globe with a chain in front of it. So I'm going to click that. We can link anywhere we want, or if we click these buttons, we can actually browse through our folder structure and link to a specific article. Or you can just type out the location here. I'm going to go to google.com and I want it to open if the target is the window you want it to open in, so new window, parent window, same window. Typically you want to use a new window if you're going somewhere away from your website. So it looks good. Click OK. Now we have our link. Now we want to add a image to our post, so I'm just going to put the cursor where I want the image to show up, and let's say I want it to show up next to the second paragraph. So I put my cursor there, and then I click the library button, which looks like a stack of red, yellow, and blue books. I click it and the library opens up, and I already have two images in my library. If I want to add another image, I click the add library button, click the browse button, find an image. Let me find one that's kind of tall. There we go. I'll just name this bike shop. These are actually images for any monthly, but just for demonstration purposes. And there we go, we have this huge image of our bike shop in there. Now I don't want to actually use that image because it's a little too big, so I'm going to delete it. I'm going to add a different image that's already in our system. By clicking the library books again, I'll just add this one that was already in there. So that looks pretty good. The only difference to note is whenever the page is published and it's being viewed on the website, this image is automatically going to be pushed to the right hand side of the text. And how it works is the image is pushed to the right and the top of it lines up with the text that it's next to. So on the web page, this image is going to be on the right hand side and the top of it is going to be aligned with the starting of this paragraph, and then all this other text after it is going to flow next to it. So you just kind of have to realize that all the images on the page are going to be pushed to the right hand side. If you have multiple images, then the next image is going to come beneath this image on the right hand side of the page. So it's kind of more difficult to add multiple images, as I only suggest one image per page anyway, just for the aesthetic look of it. But if you want to add more images to your posts, then you can just let me know and I can change the back end of it so you have that capability. But this was just so the pages were more uniform. Anyway, we added a link here and we added an image. Let's say we wanted to remove a link, we can just highlight it and click the break remove link chain. It looks like a globe with a broken link and our link is gone. Let's go ahead and add one again really quick to a piece of content maybe. So we want to add a link to a previous blog post. So I clicked the hyperlink button and then I clicked the dots next to the URL, and I want to change this to quick links, the drop down. And so now we see all of our content, and we're within our root folder. So let's go to our blog folder and we'll go to the wine blog, and let's double click this blog post. For whatever reason we want to link to that blog post. You don't need to understand what's going on here. This is Ektron working in the back end to bring up that page, the target. We're staying on our same website, so you don't need to add a target unless you just want to do same window, but it's not necessary because it's what's going to happen by default. Click OK, and now this is linking to our old blog post. So I'm going to go ahead and check this in, and we can preview it on our site. A good thing to note is this blog post, by checking it in, is not live. So no one on the web can see it. And if you try to load this page without being in preview mode, you're going to get an error because the content's not going to be loaded. So in the login page, it's always good to keep this open as you're working because you can come to this preview button. If it's green, you're not in preview mode, but if you click it and you notice it turns red, you are now in preview mode, so you can preview the site. You can preview content that's not been published yet, which is pretty powerful. So I'm gonna go into that last blog post that I made. Opened it. If I click its properties, there's its ID number, so I can take that. And if you look at the URL of the most recent post, you have blog post ID equals and blog ID equals. Well, if we just change the ID with the most recent post, hit enter, and here will be my post. As you can see, the image floated to the right side of the page. It's aligned to the top of the second paragraph, like because I put it next to, that's where my cursor was when I added the image. That's the text it was next to when I added it in Ektron. And here's my link that links to a old blog post. I click it, Ektron loads, takes me to the old blog post. Beautiful. Let me know. I can make any changes you guys need. If you don't want the images to work that way, that's fine. I can get in there and change that so they work however you want. If you're experiencing specific details, let me know, and I can kind of troubleshoot them and try to iron those things out for you. Thanks.